Babes, and welcome to my book nook.
We are monsters. We give and we take.
For those that are new around here, the name's Rainy. I read all different types of books and all different types of genres, so please like and subscribe to my channel down below. It really helps my channel grow. Today we start a new series on the channel called Battle of the Booktubers. Ding ding ding! And of course, this is not an original idea, but I have my own version of how this idea is going to go. And so basically, I'm going to pick different categories, like different genres each time, and I'm going to ask two of my friends who I believe are well known for that genre because that's primarily the genre they read. Like, it's not the only genre they read, but it's the one that I think of I would come to Rex for them from. And then they're both going to record a video of themselves recommending a video or a book to me to read in that genre, and then I'll read the two, vlog about it, and at the end we will see who comes out on top. And not only will we compare the two competitors, but each further along episode I will rank how my books are going, like, from there, and see, like, who do I think is the ultimate recommender? Like, who recommends me the best book? Does a book ever make it to my best books of the year? So, the category that I figured we were going to start with is contemporary romance, because I read a lot of dark romance, I read a lot of fantasy romance, and I wanted to get back to my contemporary romance Rex. And when I think of two people that could recommend me contemporary romance books, I think of Katy from I Would Rather Be Reading, because we have very similar reading tastes, and I just feel like she is a fabulous romance queen. And then Nel from Nel Diamonds, because I know that she also reads a lot of romance, but she reads a lot of other things like me, but we have a lot of similar tastes on a lot of things. And so I reached out to both of these ladies, and they both sent me a video, and I got both of their videos today, so you're going to see me live react to them in just a second, and we're going to see what books I have to read, and we're going to let the vlog take off from there, and see, will Katy win or Nel? And let's go to Rex now. Okay, I have Katy's video, so I'm going to watch it now.
Hi Rainy. First, I want to say thank you so much for letting me be included. I am so excited. Also, equally nervous though. I probably thought too long and too hard about this to a point where I probably overanalyzed it. But basically, I ended up going with Forget Me Not by Julie Soto. I loved this book. I went in completely blind last year. It is Julie Soto's debut novel. I hope you love it. I hope Elliot becomes your next book boyfriend. And I really can't wait to hear all your thoughts.
That is so exciting. I bought this book a couple months ago from Target, and I'm pretty sure based off of Katy's recommendation, and now she's recommending it to me, and I have a reason to read it! I'm very excited. I'm also going in blind. I know there's a wedding planner and a florist in it, and it's their second chance romance, and that's all that I know. So, very excited for that. There was an issue when I went to go look and watch Nel's video. She, like, transferred it from this different website, and I didn't download it, I guess. And so when I went to actually go add the clip back in, because, like, I did live react, but when I went to go add the clip back in, I didn't have it. So I figured I'd just refilm this now that I got the clip. It's been salvaged, and so we're going to watch the clip together and see how it goes. And here's Nel's video.
Hi Rainy. So for my recommendation, I had a time trying to decide what I wanted to recommend you. The first book that I wanted to recommend was something that I rated 5 stars, but it was more like a holiday, like December vibe, and I was like, okay, well, it's February, so maybe not. Then I had another one that was like Valentine's Day kind of theme, but I didn't rate it very high. It was like 3 point something, and I was like, well, if I want my book to be better than the other person's book, then I can't recommend you something that I didn't even rate that high, so no. And then I was going to recommend you something that I do think you would really enjoy, but I haven't even read it yet, so I had a hard time recommending you something that I haven't even read personally. So I landed on this book, and I don't know why I didn't think of this book sooner, to be quite honest, but I had to do my homework because I needed to make sure that you hadn't already read this and hadn't planned on reading this month, because you very well could have. So I went back and I watched your TBR video, did not see this book on the TBR, although you did mention at the end of the video that there were other books that you were planning on reading for the month that weren't in the video, so I don't know. And then I went through and looked at your Goodreads list to see what books you have read, and you've read like over 400 books, which is to me a lot, like wow. Control F, you know, search for the title, search for the author on the computer to try to see if this book showed up anywhere on your Goodreads list, and I did not see it. And so I was like, all right, this is the one that I'm going to recommend. So hopefully you haven't already read this yet, but it is The Do-Over by Lynn Painter. This was my host pick for the Girl Band Readathon, which is why I thought that maybe you already had this on your TBR for the month, but I didn't see it anywhere, so fingers crossed. This is a book that I very much enjoyed. I read this last February and I tabbed it up. I don't know if you can see, but there are definitely quite a few tabs in here because I had such a good time reading this. This basically is a YA repeating day, Valentine's Day, like rom-com, where the main character is repeating Valentine's Day over and over again, and like bad things happen to her on this day. She gets into a car accident, as you can see on the cover. I think her boyfriend like cheats on her. She has like some family issues going on and stuff. Just all these things are happening on Valentine's Day, and the day keeps repeating over and over again, and she's trying to make these things not happen. So I had a blast with this. I hope that you enjoyed this as much as I did. But yeah, this is my pick for you, The Do-Over by Lynn Painter.
Okay, I have thoughts, obviously. I have been a little hesitant on reading this book only because I've heard Lynn Painter is a phenomenal writer. She has like 5 or 6 like books out right now. However, she's a YA girly. And I like YA. Like, I'm not saying I don't. But do I like YA romance? That is the question. And this would probably be the book to do it because she's so well known and she's a very good writer. So I'm very excited to finally get to this. I know a couple of people read it for host favorite for Battle of the Girl Bands, and I just wasn't able to get it in time. Like, it was just a hard month in whole. Us also hosting a readathon, very tough. But I had a great time with it. So, anyway, I'm going to go get this because I don't actually own this book. I own Forget Me Not, but I don't own this book. And then once I have acquired it, hold on, Lincoln, once I have acquired it, I will start, probably, I don't know which one I will start with first. Honestly, I'll probably start with Forget Me Not first because I already own it and I have to get the Do-Over from the library. So, here we go. So, that is book 1, Forget Me Not. And then I also got Nel's video, and so now we're going to watch and see what Nel recommended me. And then I got to go get the books, do some work, and then we gotta get going from there. The 2 books we will be reading is Forget Me Not by Julie Soto and The Do-Over by Lynn Painter. And so I'm going to just start reading one of them. You'll see all of my thoughts on that one. I'll read the other one. I'll give you all of my thoughts. And then we'll see who comes out on top in the end. So let's get this party started. Morning, friends. I am in my classroom and I am early, so I'm reading a little bit. And I'm 27% of the way through Forget Me Not. So I'm about 88 pages in. I still have this much to go. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. Anyway, I didn't say what it is about. It's a girl named Emma Torres. She's a wedding planner. She doesn't believe in weddings because her mom's been married like 15, 16 times, but she loves doing weddings. And then Elliot is a florist who honestly doesn't like owning a florist shop. He's very grumpy sunshine. It's very grumpy sunshine. Until they end up having to work together. They have a relationship, and then apparently she shattered his heart in some way and then never speaks to him again. Now they have to work on an event 2.5 years later that could make or break both of their careers because it's like a high-profile celebrity wedding. But neither of them has gotten over what happened 2 years ago, and so it's like their second chance romance. As I mentioned, it's very grumpy sunshine. It has a lot of wedding talk. And honestly, it's not even bothering me. Like, I thought I would not be interested in that, but I kind of am. I'm kind of obsessed, if we're being honest. I am just loving this book. I love both of their chapters because it switches back and forth between Emma and Elliot, except for most of Elliot's chapters. I think all of his chapters so far have been in the past, so I assume that he is the one that reflects on their past relationship, and then we always get her chapters in the present, where she's working on, like, the high-profile wedding, and I'm just loving it. Like, I love the writing, I love the story, I'm very invested in everything. I'm just having a fabulous time, if we're being honest, so I can't wait to continue to see what happens in this book. Like, I just want to keep reading this book. I'm really, really enjoying it, and I was hoping I would, because I've heard nothing but fabulous stuff about this book. So I'm going to keep reading it, and I will try to update you again very soon. I am using my beautiful Realmathon Team Blood bookmark from Covers with Cassidy because Realmathon is happening as this video is going on. So, very excited to use that. And I'll check in with you in a bit. Hello, friends. My update for this book is once again in my classroom because I was going to do it in the car last night, and then I got distracted listening to music, and then I was gone really late last night for Dusty's Ragtime Circus rehearsal, so it's been a minute. But I want to update before I finish because I'm 85% of the way done. I have literally this much left, about 50 pages. This is going to be a 5-star unless the ending changes drastically. I'm just loving this book. I'm here for this book. The wedding planning does not bother me. I'm actually really intrigued by it. I love the whole thing. However, the only thing that frustrates me is like the third act conflict, but then not even really because it makes sense. Like, this character never wavers in her stance, I guess, on like this thing. And so it's honestly kind of, you can kind of tell from the beginning like why they're gonna have this third act breakup, but I'm interested in seeing how they push past that because I don't know if her feelings have changed even then. So we're gonna see. I am just loving this though. This book is so good. This book is so good, which makes me really want to read her new book that comes out in 2024. No words. Okay, I have class in like 15 minutes, so I've got to keep this short. I just finished. 5 stars. 5 stars. I loved this book. Loved it. And I'm actually really shocked because I've not been in like a contemporary romance like vibe lately. And so I was kind of worried about doing this video because like I started with romance and I'm in a fantasy era. This was so good. These are the contemporary romances that I will make time for. I just loved this from start to finish. I loved the ending. If you know, you know. This book was like so wholesome, so fun. Like, yes, it focuses a lot on wedding planning. So like, if that's not your thing, you're probably not going to be like that obsessed with this book, but I don't know. It just worked for me. I love Elliot. Oh my gosh. Elliot, we stan an Elliot fan. He is fabulous. I know that Julie Soto writes fan fiction. So I'm actually Hermione fan fiction if I'm right. And I'm pretty sure I would love to read some of that so that I have something to tide me over until her new book. But I will be reading her new book because this was a stunner. And so we're already kicking this vlog off to a start. We've got a 5-star from Miss Katy. You did good, girl. So now it's time to read The Do-Over by Lynn Painter for Nell and see who comes out on top as the best at recommending me contemporary romance recs. Here we go. Hello friends, I'm on my first update for this vlog, and I have started with Nell's book, which is The Do-Over by Lynn Painter, and I have never read a Lynn Painter book before, and I don't have a physical copy of it. I'm only listening to it on audio. It was like, I was gonna be like the 5th person on hold. I don't know why for this book. And then I didn't want to buy it at Barnes & Noble because, or Books A Million, because everything is always more expensive there. So I went to Target to get it, and the only copy they had left had a giant crease in the dent in like the front cover as if it had been bent over, and so I didn't want to buy that. So yeah, I could buy it on Amazon, but at this point, like, it is what it is. I'm just gonna listen to it on audio. Anyway, as far as like the update for what it's about this girl. I could not tell you her name. I forgot her name, but it's about this girl that is, I think, in high school, probably a senior, I think, and she has this boyfriend, and like whatever, and like she's like trying to be valedictorian, all of other stuff, and it's Valentine's Day, and she's gonna tell her boyfriend that she loves him. And then on her way to school, she has issues, and then she gets to school and she finds out that he's cheating on her with his ex, and like she catches him in the act and all that. And her day goes to crap and all of that. And so like she goes to her grandma's and she wishes that like this had never happened. And then it's a Groundhog's Day type thing where she wakes up and the next day it's Valentine's Day and she's trying to like repeat stuff again and again. I'm assuming in order to like win her boyfriend back, even though he's a complete tool and she shouldn't be with him. But anyway, we're on the second Groundhog's Day. Well, the first Groundhog's Day. We're on the first Groundhog's Day so far. And it's perfectly fine. I don't know how I'm going to feel because I don't hate Groundhog's Day type stories because I really, really liked the Christina Lauren in a Holidays one. But I think it just depends on how repetitive it ends up getting. And I know that was something that my friend Brittany, who just read it, said could be a problem with this book, is that it felt really repetitive and that she didn't understand why we were going after this man when he clearly is not a good man. So, like, I don't know. I'm going to have to see. But I'm only 21% in so far. But I am really liking it. So that is hopeful. I'm having a good enough time with it so far. I'll be victorious or not, I don't know just yet. But yeah, that's the update so far. I'm liking it. I got to get some work done at school, obviously, as I'm in my classroom. And I will check in with you later. Conversations with Rainy in a parked car. Anyway, had to change up the location. I'm 64% of the way through The Do-Over. Hopefully I should finish it today or tomorrow because like it reads really quick. It's just too YA. First off, I realized what the real problem is. I hate the audiobook narrator. Why? Because she does such a good job at sounding like a high school girl, but like it's taking me out of the story because like she'll literally be like, stop it, and like stuff in the audiobook. And I'm like, no, you stop it. Like it's a little too much for me. I like the story. I think it's cute. I love that she's gonna be with the Nick dude. Like I very much approve of that, but it's like, how much can I mean, yeah, sure, I can love this book, but like, I don't love this book, but like, it's good. It's just, it feels too YA. Like, I think I can read YA fantasy. That doesn't bother me. I can read YA fantasy romance because the hint of fantasy is there. I can read like YA thriller. But for some reason, the romance is not doing it for me. And so I feel bad because I feel like it's kind of at a disadvantage because Forget Me Not is not adult. But I'm not saying that it's not going to do good. I don't know where it's at currently. It could pull a 3.5 or a 4. So we'll see. I just have to see how it keeps going. But my plan is to get much further into it. And then I'll be able to update you better. but I gotta go to work. Okay, friends, I just got out of the shower. I'm gonna take my AirPods out real quick. They're a little wet. And I'm here with an update for the do-over. I have finished it. And I'm giving it a 3 stars. Only reason is I'm not a YA romance girly. As I've already discussed, we've already talked about this. It just doesn't hit for me the same. The audiobook, the narrator was so annoying by the end of it that I just was like, it was like grating nails on a chalkboard to me, but I could not listen to it because I didn't get the ebook until today when I was 80% in, and I didn't have the library book because it was like on hold for a while and I didn't want to buy the book, which I'm glad I didn't buy the book. Like, knowing myself, I knew I wasn't going to want to keep this on my shelves. And so unfortunately, it was a 3. Does that mean I hated it? No. There were like, honestly, the whole story was cute. The end I liked. I thought like 94%. I didn't know where we were going with this romance because this dude done effed up. But it was very cute. Very insta-lovey as expected. But I'm not a YA romance girly. And I'm trying to think if I have any other YA romance on my shelves. And honestly, I don't think I do. I don't think I normally navigate towards that. I read Shara Wheeler last year by Casey McQuiston, and I just thought it was all right. Hence why I didn't really want to read Red, White, and Royal Blue or One Last Stop, because I was like, they're YA, like they're just not my thing. And I think I've discovered that is the truth, unfortunately. So it's just unfortunate. Although 3 stars, not terrible. All right, friends, we are at the final ratings, and we had Forget Me Not by Katy and The Do-Over by Lynn Painter and The Do-Over by Nel. And the winner is Forget Me Not by Katy, because, or not by Katy, but you know, because she got a 5 star and The Do-Over got a 3 star. So this is where they currently sit on the leaderboard. Now, the next one I think I'm going to do is fantasy, and I know at least one person that I'm asking for that. I just have to figure out who my other person is going to be. But once I do that, if like, for example, another one gets a 5 star, I'm going to have to really think about, well, which one did I enjoy better and see who's really ranking on the leaderboard. But this is where the leaderboard sits currently. So I'm very sorry, Nel. Do I 100% trust both of them? Yes, I still trust Nel because this book was extremely cute for YA. I think it's a fabulously done YA book. I just think I'm not the market for it anymore. And this really hit the target. So I still recommend them both for contemporary romance recs. I am going to have to do a redemption arc where they both pick adult contemporary for me and we see who really knocks it out of the park with that. But good job, Katy. You know my reading tastes. And with that, that is the first episode of Battle of the Booktubers. So if you got to the end of this, let's put a flower or something wedding related for Forget Me Not. And in the comments below, let me know what genres you want to see me do. And if there's any booktubers, and I don't mean huge booktubers out there, friends, because they gotta know me. Any booktubers or even smaller booktubers that I could get to know that you think would be good for a specific genre. So let me know what genre you think they'd be best for. And with that, I will see you guys in a video very soon. Bye!